Hello, my dear student. Welcome back to online class. In today's class, let us discuss about Unit 2 Theories of Economic Development. The topic is Schumpeter's Theory of Economic Development. Joseph Schumpeter was a famous Austro-Hungarian economist, but he never followed the Australian school of thought. His famous book was Theory of Economic Development that is published in the year of 1912, in which he first outlined his famous theory of entrepreneurship. He argued that only daring entrepreneur can create the technical and financial in innovation in the face of competition and falling profit, and that is was activity which generate the economic growth. He mentioned his theory of growth in the theory of economic development that is published in 1911, and also the other contributions are business cycle which is published in 1939, and the capitalism, socialism and democracy in the year of 1942. Some of the main features of Schumpeter theory are the Schumpeter's theory of economic growth may be explained on the three basic concepts. They are circular flow, the role of entrepreneur, crisis or business cycle in the process of economic development. Let us discuss one by one. Circular flow. Schumpeter's model of economic growth is based on the perfect competition in which the economy stands in its stationary state. It refers to the position in the economy when there is perfect competitive equilibrium. There should be a perfect competition. That is, presence of no profit, no interest rate, no savings, no investment, and no involuntary unemployment. So, according to Schumpeter, this stationary equilibrium is characterized by the circular flow, which continues the review itself year after year in the same system as a blood circulate in the human body. In the circular flow, the same products are produced which are homogeneous. You know the characteristic of perfect competition. There should be a homogeneous products produced by the producer. So, in the circular flow, the same products are produced repeatedly every year in the same way. All producers know that for every supply there is a corresponding demand somewhere in the economy, and for every demand there is corresponding supply. It means that the supply and the demand are in the equilibrium at each point of time and the economy is in its stationary position. And as a regard of economic development, Schumpeter in his theory he defines that the development is spontaneous and discontinuous change in the channel of circular flow. Disturbance of equilibrium for which forever displays the equilibrium state previously existing. And Schumpeter's theory of development is the key element of dynamic process which basically consists of new resource combination, so called innovations or technological change. When the innovation or the changes took place, when the innovation and the changes take place in the economy, the stationary equilibrium or circular flow displaced, right? When the economic innovations or the changes take place in the type of economic changes, social, political, technological changes take place, then the stationary equilibrium or the circular flow will displaced and the process of development starts from nowwards, okay, afterwards. And next one is innovation. Schumpeter identified that innovation as a critical dimension of economic change. He argued that economic change resolve around the innovation or the entrepreneur activities and the market power. He sought to prove that innovation originated market power could provide better result than the invisible hand. You know the meaning of invisible hand and price competition. He argues that technological innovation often creates a temporary monopolies, allowing abnormal profit that would soon be competed by rivals and the imitators. He said that these temporary monopolies were necessary to provide the incentives necessary for the firms to develop new product and the process. So these are the incentives are the main for the firms to develop a new product or new innovation in the activities. So here innovations may include the following aspects. They are the introduction of new products, the introduction of new method of production, whether they should produce a labor intensive commodity or capital intensive commodity, the opening up of new markets in the economy, and the conquest of new source of supply or of raw materials or semi manufactured goods. Okay, the carrying out of the new organization of any industry, like the creation of a monopoly. These are the some of the innovation. These are the some of the changes taken place during the innovation. The Schumpeter thus lay emphasis upon the introduction of new products through the improvements in the technological and other economic and non-economic resources, which lead the economic development. And next one is role of innovator or the entrepreneur. Energized by the development agents, and such agents are innovators or entrepreneurs. Okay. Schumpeter recognized the importance of an innovator, and he stated that innovator who works not to the interest of capitalist. He stated that innovator who works not to the interest of capitalist but to that the entrepreneur. Okay, these are the main features. And the capitalist simply furnish the funds while the entrepreneur directly use these funds. That means the capitalist simply furnish the funds, but the entrepreneur make those funds to invest on the activities, make on the innovations on the activities. So under perfect competition, these are no profit, no, but the profit continues to play an important role in the economic development under dynamic condition. So here, according to Schumpeter, under the perfect competition, there is no profit, but profit continues to play an important role in the economic development under dynamic condition, resulting from the technological and other alternation in the economy. So they continue that motivate the entrepreneurs to participate in the process of development till the economy reaches at the stage of perfect competition. So the technological progress they continue to motivate the entrepreneur to participate in the process of development till the economy reaches the stage of perfect competition. The central theme of Schumpeter theory of development lies in the breaking up the circular flow. So, the main theme is breaking up the circular flow with an innovation in the form of new product by the entrepreneur for the purpose of earning profit. So, main theme is breaking the circular flow, okay, by the innovation of producing a new product in the economy. For what? To earn the profit, excess profit. Okay, the circular flow can be broken up by the entrepreneurship, rising the level of investment in the economy. only to break the circular flow, they should rise the level of investment in the economy. The bank credit can help largely in this context. How they can invest in the economic activity and break down the circular flow? There should be a bank credit to the entrepreneur, right? So bank credit can help the largely in this context. Since investment in innovation is risky, right? The innovation is too risky in the economy, but the entrepreneur must pay interest on it. Once the new innovation proves to be more profitable and quite successful, if the innovation which is done by the entrepreneurs that proves a more profitable and quite successful, other entrepreneurs also follow them, right? If the, for example, if one company make a innovation in the product, so if that product became highly famous, or that plan became a profitable or quite successful, other entrepreneurs also following the same procedure. Okay, innovation in one field may stimulate the innovation in other allied field also, but the trend of expansion of innovation in other firm not found to be 10 percentage 100 percentage. That means the one company which is make the innovation in the economic activity, after the success part of that activity, every entrepreneurs are following them, but not in the 100% effort. Okay, this is a innovation. Next one is business cycle. Business cycles or cyclical process. In order to explain this concept, the business cycle or the cyclical process, Schumpeter has adopted the historical, statistical, and analytical approach. To explain the concept of business cycle, he adopted the historical, statistical, and analytical approaches. He believes that the business cycle or crisis is not merely a result of economic factors, but also non-economic factors. So he believes that business cycle or the crisis not merely a result of only the economic factor, but also the non-economic factor also. Schumpeter concludes that crisis in the process by which economic life adopt itself a new condition. A new condition. The creation of bank credit is assumed to accelerate the money income and prices in the economy. It creates a cumulative expansion throughout the economy. With the increase in the purchasing power of the consumer, the demand for the products increasing in relation to the supply. So the rising price and the high rate of profit stimulate the second producer to raise the investment by borrowing from the bank. By borrowing credit from the bank, they invest money into the economic activity. Okay, the rising price of the high rate of profit stimulate the producer to raise the investment by borrowing from the banks. And the industrialist in the field of production, which uh, which on the primary wave of innovation. This may be called as boom or prosperity period. Okay, this stage is called as boom or prosperity period. The extreme optimism and speculation in the business also further enhance the prosperity in the economy. In short, it is phase when the economic activity reaches the higher maximum height and the idle or unemployed resources are minimized. Okay, it is a stage of higher maximum height which minimize the unemployed resources. According to Schumpeter, during the boom period, the new product starts appearing in the market. So, according to him, when the economy reaches to boom period, a new product or the new product which is produced by the producer start appearing in the market with the entrance of new producer. So here new producer also enter into the market. These products displace the old ones and thus decrease their demand in the market. So new product decrease the demand for old one. Old products are there in the market, right? So new products decrease the demand for old ones, and also the price of the old product falls. So consequently the price of the old products also falls. With a view of liquidating their stocks, the firm starts selling their goods at the low price. Hence, most of the firm incurred losses. For the reason of new introduction of new product, the demand for old product will decline. Okay, the prices of old product is declining, and also the producer may face a, or the firm may face a incur a losses. Investment declines and unemployment starts, leading to the fall in the aggregate demand. A wave of pessimism sweeps the entire economy and the boom period ends with the appearance of the phase of depression. Then it reaches the depression. The first stage is prosperity, and next stage is boom stage, and next one is recession and depression. Okay. Schumpeter believes in the appearance of long wave of upswing or downswings. Upswing means boom period. Downswing means depression. Once the upswing ends, the long way downswing begins. Once the boom period is end, the depression will begin. And the painful process and the readjustment to the point of previous neighborhood of the equilibrium starts. The economic force of recovery came into operation and ultimately into the operation and ultimately bring about the revival. Okay, the economic force of recovery came into operation and ultimately into the operation bring about a new revival. And also once again the economy comes across his equilibrium and the new boom period starts with the new setup of the innovation. After reaching depression, the innovator or the entrepreneur make some more innovation or further in the economy. So it starts with the new set of innovation. According to the Schumpeter, this process of capitalist development by the regard of creative destruction, wherein the old economy structures of society after destruction are ultimately replaced by the new economic structure. So this is what explained by the Schumpeter. The Schumpeter's cyclical process of development, economic development, has been explained through this figure also, where the secondary wave is superimposed on the primary wave of innovation. In the prosperity period, as the above figure reveals, the economic development proceeds more rapidly due to the over optimization and the speculation, right? It is due to the over optimization and speculation. The business cycle continues to fall below the level of equilibrium with the beginning of recession and ultimately reaches the point of depression. It is a depression point. In end, it retake the economic activity leads to revival of the economy. After reaching the depression, it does not stay here only. The entrepreneur make innovation furthermore and it takes the revival stage. In the Schumpeterian analysis of the development, entrepreneurs have to play a central role in the business cycle. They initiate the economic development in the spontaneous and discontinuous manner. The cyclical swings are the cost of economic development under the capitalism. They continue the technological progress leads to a increase in the aggregate and per capita income in the society and enhancement in the rate of profit of the producer. And as regard the survival of capitalism, Schumpeter stated that the every the very success of capitalism undermines the social institution which protect it and inevitably creates condition in which it will not be able to live and which strongly point the socialism as a higher apparent. And next one, the end of capitalism. Capitalism can maintain itself only so long as entrepreneurs behave like knights and pioneers. According to Schumpeter, there are three factors responsible for the decay of socio-economic foundation of the capitalism. They are the fall of entrepreneur functions, and next one is destruction of institutional framework of the capitalist society, and third one is the disintegration of bourgeois family, and also the overruling over the class wage workers, middle class workers. Okay, these are the some of the reasons for end of the capitalism. Let us discuss one by one. The fall of entrepreneur function. Professor Schumpeter observes that the success of early captains of industry have made innovation a routine activity. The new lords of business are managers, depersonalized owners, and the private bureaucrats. In his book Capitalism, Socialism, and Democracy, he stated that there would be a nothing left for the entrepreneurs to do. There would be a nothing left for entrepreneurs to do. The management of industry and trade would become a matter of current administration, and the personnel would unavoidably acquire the characteristic of bureaucracy. Socialism of very sober type would almost ultimately automatically come into being. So this is what Schumpeter stated. And next one is destruction of institutional frameworks. The destruction of institutional framework of the capitalist society also weakens the foundation of capitalism. Okay, the entrepreneur, by his self interest and the self success, tends to destroy not only his economic and also the social function but also the institutional framework within which he works. In case of big concern, the proprietors are small or large shareholders who are dematerialized, defunctionalized by the professional and salaried managers, and thus the property interest is replaced by the small and the large stockholders. The tendency towards concentration and increase in the size of production unit destroy the capitalistic institution like a private property and the freedom contract. This hostility provided by the intellectual class which lead to move against the capitalism. And next one is the disintegration of bourgeois family. Capitalism has a tendency to lead disintegration of the bourgeois family. The parents adopt the realistic approach in their behavior towards a children and start thinking against their leisure, freedom, and more comfort. Okay, they think against their leisure, freedoms, and the more comfort. Their traditional ideas of family is weakened. For that reason, the traditional ideas of family is weakened. The will to accumulate more and more wealth gradually disappear. The will to accumulation of more and more wealth which, which is gradually disappear, and their dream of private kingdom or the dynasty is no longer there. All these factors taken together are the responsible for decaying of capitalist system and rising of social orders. And let us discuss about criticisms of Schumpeter theory of economic development. One is role of innovator emphasizes. Schumpeter theory highlights the role of innovator as a prime mover of economic development. The analysis of entrepreneur innovation is highly useful in the development of capitalism. So, innovations are only the many factor causing cyclical fluctuation in the capitalist economy. But it is difficult to differentiate their innovating activities from their ordinary business activity. This is very difficult to differentiate the innovating activity and the ordinary business activity. The innovation activity have become a matter of routine these days, and there is no need to special agent like innovation of carrying the such activity. They said that the economic daily day activity which is going on, there is no need to special agent like the innovator. Thus, Schumpeter theory have over glorified the place of innovator in his model. And the second criticism is role of savings ignored. Schumpeter assumed that innovation are financed by the bank credit, and this assumption is not more convincing. Bank usually grant the short term loan, right? Bank usually grant the short term loan. He assumed that innovation are financed by the borrowings from credit creating banks. Okay, credit creating banks. This actually happened in Germany, but in many other countries, this sort financing does not occur. Only it is taking place in Germany. In other country, it is not occur. And next one is analyze the capitalist process not convincing. According to Schumpeter, broad socio-economic analysis of capitalist process is generally admired. Yet few seem prepared to accept the conclusions. His arguments are stimulating but not the completely convincing. His arguments are stimulating but not convincing to others. This theory explains that rational behavior of innovator and intellectual class is responsible for the success of capitalism. The Schumpeter's hero, that is innovator or the entrepreneur, is forward-looking man in the economic matters, and he is an adaptable individual who can overcome all sort of difficulties and obstacles. But in social and political field, he may be quite weak, right? The entrepreneur may not be capable of adjusting the political changes. The success of capitalism does not depend on the personality and behavior of the innovator, but on the non-economic factors too. It is therefore not convincing the capitalist process always work on the basis of rationality and the dispensive ideas. And next one is emergence of socialism not based on sounding reason. Schumpeter's analysis about the emergence of socialism is provocative. It seems to be one-sided and overemphasized. It seems to be one-sided and overemphasized. He himself is not quite sure about the way in which socialism is take place of capitalism. He is not sure. Okay. Sure of about the way in which the socialism will take place of the capitalism. His unawareness about his factor is clear from these words. We know nothing as yet about the precise way by which socialism may be expected to come. Expected that there must be a greater many possibility ranging from gradual bureaucratization to the more picture revolution. So it is very difficult to conclude the decomposition of capitalism will eventually lead to composition of socialism. And next one is circular flow based on Say's law of market. You know the Say's law of market. Okay. The circular flow is first component of the Schumpeterian analysis of economic growth, and it is featured revealed that this concept is very much similar to the Say's law of market. Supply creates its own demand, right? The circular flow of Say's market is valid in the stationary society, which is not the tone with the development process, which is dynamic one. It is the dynamic setting which is more conducive to economic development. Hence, these assumptions of circular flow incompatible with the development process. And next one is analysis of cyclical process is wrong. Schumpeter viewed that economic development is a result of cyclical process is wrong. According to Knox, economic development is related to continuous change. According to Schumpeter, economic development is related to a result of cyclical process. But this is condemned and rejected by the Knox. He stated that economic development related to the continuous changes. And next criticism is undue importance to the bank credit. Schumpeter has given the undue importance to the bank credit. Bank credit may be important in the short run when the industry concerned get credit facility from the banks. However, in the long run, when the need of capital fund is greater but bank credit is insufficient to the entrepreneurs. Okay. For this, business house have the float of new shares, debenture, etc. in the market. Innovation is not the main cause of economic development. Schumpeter regards innovation as the main cause of economic development. He give the more importance to the innovative activity. However, this view is far from the reality because economic development of a country does not depend on innovation only but also on many economic and the social factor. According to critics, the economic development does not only related to innovation activity but also economic and social factors and little relevance for the development countries. In the context of underdevelopment, the Schumpeter theory is found to be inadequate in the underdevelopment countries. The class of innovator is very small because of small extent of the market and also low expectation of profit. Schumpeter has talked about the private innovator as a prime mover of the economic growth, but in the most of poor countries, the government is a biggest innovator. The government is only the biggest innovator. Again, Schumpeter believed that development is a result of domestic force, but underdeveloped country depends on the imported technology, foreign capitals, joint collaboration, etc. Here, Schumpeter believes that development is a result of domestic forces, but in underdeveloped country, this is not possible. They should import the foreign technology, some of the foreign capitals. There should be a joint collaboration. Thus, the development process in the backward country is very much influenced by the exogenous force in the initial stage of development. Again, the underdeveloped countries are under the context of strain of the population growth. There will be a more population growth. This factor is not being considered by the Schumpeter in his analysis. He is not considered the population growth in his analysis. Population growth creates a many economic, social, and some of the political problems. So he does not concentrate it much on these factors. So these are the criticisms of Schumpeterian theory. The Schumpeter's analysis of underdeveloped country is restricted to understand the process of development in the underdeveloped countries. This theory assumes that existence of an entrepreneur class for the economic development. But in these countries, entrepreneurs have not been the prime movers of the development process. It has been rather initiated by the government in most of the cases of Schumpeterian innovator is found in these countries, and his role is largely being performed by the state. Therefore, Schumpeterian theory cannot be much useful to the underdeveloped country, and they cannot wait for the innovation activity wave for the making faster and progress of economic development. So basically the Schumpeterian theory is not uh, focused on underdeveloped country. As well, underdeveloped country are not much improved, or they are not capable to innovational activity, because they are basically importing a new technology and following the foreign country joint collaboration. All these are the problems for the underdeveloped countries. By they cannot make they cannot make a innovational activity in their country. The Schumpeterian analysis may be meaningful to underdeveloped country in a longer run. Okay, in the long run, it can be meaningful when there will be a sufficient increase in the productive and adjustability of surplus manpower in the gainful employment as a result of innovation. However, his theory is useful in dealing with the problems of Western capitalist country. So this is a Schumpeterian theory of economic development. We discussed about main features of Schumpeterian theory. They are circular flow, role of entrepreneurs, and business cycle. Okay, some of the uh, some of the criticisms of Schumpeterian theory and Schumpeterian analysis of underdeveloped country. By this, we completed the topic regarding economic development by Schumpeterian. Thank you.